Hey friends, happy Sunday and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor. I'm a stay-at-home wife and mom, and I share these What's for Dinner videos every Sunday to hopefully motivate you to cook more for your family and to hopefully give you some new meal ideas as well. This summer, it's been so hot and I just haven't been wanting to be in the kitchen as much as usual. So all of the meals are super easy to put together. And if there's any recipes, I will link them down below. I think this week most of them are just kind of throw together things that I don't really have written recipes for, but you can always find recipes linked down below if I have them. But let's go ahead and get into this week's What's for Dinner. Friday night, we kept it really simple with just a smoked sausage and potato sheet pan dinner. I've shared this many times before. You just take a smoked sausage, whatever potatoes you want. I did the little nibble potatoes that I've been finding at Aldi recently. I did 2 bags of those. And then I did 2 packets of Lipton onion soup mix, some salt, pepper, garlic powder, and some olive oil. Threw that in the oven on 425 for like 30 minutes. And then it was done and crispy and delicious, and we served it with some green beans on the side. If you like fresh green beans, you could totally throw those on the sheet pan too, but we just prefer canned green beans. Saturday night, we did hot Italian sliders. So I started off with some melted butter here. This is like 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And then I added in some Italian seasoning and some garlic powder and mixed that all up really well. This is going to be to brush over the tops of our sliders. Then on my sheet pan that I've got foil lined for easy cleanup, I have these brioche rolls from Aldi. They do not come pre-cut because they are just rolls, but I like to use them for sliders. So I cut them in half horizontally. And then I'm going to start layering it up with my meat. I did some ham, salami, and pepperoni. And then I'm adding on some banana pepper like rings. The family wanted to try it this time. Usually when I make it, I will just put like the peppers on like the little portion that I'm eating because nobody else usually wants to try them, but they've been liking other peppers and stuff, so I decided to try it. The kids did not care for the peppers on there. They ended up picking them off, but Andy liked them, so that is good to know. I could put peppers on more of them in the future if I want to. Once I got those on there, then I topped this with some provolone cheese. Then I put my top buns back on and brushed this with the melted butter. Then I covered this with foil and stuck it in the oven on 375 for 25 minutes. And then after the 25, if you want to, you can take the foil off and put it back in there for another 5. But it was toasty enough for us and nice and melty. And so we went ahead and served this up with a salad for those of us that like salad and just some fresh veggies for Lily. I make these pretty often, different versions of sliders, but this one has to be one of my favorites. I love like an Italian sub, just the flavor of them and the peppers and everything. It's one of my favorite subs. Like that's what I usually always get when I go to a sub place. So definitely love this dinner. Sunday, as you can see, we had like some cereal for dinner. We went to Andy's grandmother's house for lunch at like 1, and then when we left there, we went to the mall and we were walking around and we were feeling kind of hungry, and it was like 4 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock, and so we ate like a second lunch basically, and then we weren't really hungry for dinner. The kids ended up having a bowl of cereal each before they went to bed. I think they ate this at like 8:30, and then I think I had a bowl of cereal as well, like after I put them to bed, and I think Andy ate something as well later. But yeah, we didn't have like a dinner that I cooked on Sunday night. Monday night we had spaghetti. I used ground sausage this time instead of ground beef, our regular favorite marinara sauce from Aldi, and then some steamed broccoli because my family has been loving the steamed broccoli with just some Parmesan cheese on it. I was out of freshly grated Parmesan cheese, but we just did the shaky kind and it was still really good. Tuesday we had Tex-Mex chicken and rice. This is a recipe that I've made for years. I've shared it before on my channel. It's in the Better Homes and Gardens cookbook that's linked down below in my Amazon store that I've had since I was like 17. It was the first cookbook my dad ever bought me. It's really good, but that'll be linked down below for you guys. Starting out by just melting up some butter and starting to toast this rice. The original recipe instructions have you like saute some onion too, but I didn't feel like chopping an onion this night. So I let my rice saute for a couple of minutes, get a little bit golden, and then I'm going to add in 3 cups of water and a little bit of Knorr chicken bouillon to make that into chicken broth, and then also the seasoning packet that goes with the rice. And then you just bring that to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, you reduce the heat, put on a lid, and let it simmer for like 15 minutes. All of the liquid doesn't have to be absorbed at this point because we're going to be sticking it in the oven. I'm adding in 1 can of Rotel and then some cooked chicken breast. I cooked this chicken breast in the air fryer for like 25 minutes with some adobo seasoning and then just diced it up. Got that in there along with some cheese, and then I'm adding in some cumin and some chili powder, giving that all a good stir, mixing it up really well. And then I made this in an oven safe skillet, so I'm just going to spread that out and top it with a little bit more cheese, and then this can go in the oven on like 425 for 25 minutes. And then it's ready to serve. Sometimes I like to do like lettuce and stuff on top of this, but this night we just topped it with some crushed up tortilla chips for a nice little crunch and some Taco Bell sauce, and it was delicious. And leftovers of this are really good, like rolled up in a tortilla. You get a nice little chicken burrito. Wednesday night, we had barbecue pulled pork sandwiches. This is when we like celebrated the 4th of July. That's when our city does fireworks, so that's why I made pulled pork. I just put a pork loin in the crock pot and seasoned it all over with the Kinder's steak blend, and then put on some barbecue sauce. Super simple and easy. I make pulled pork all kinds of different ways. This was just one of the easiest ways. I put a lid on it and let it cook on low all day. It was like 8 to 10 hours or something, and then all I had to do was go in and shred it up, and it shredded up super nicely. I wanted to use my kitchen shears, but I couldn't find them, and like kind of chop it up a little bit more, but I didn't do this right here. For the leftovers, I did do that with some of it and just kind of chopped it up a little bit smaller. The kids like theirs with some American cheese on it, so I did that for them, and then they each had a fruit cup and some chips, and then we had this tasty Chipotle bacon zesty dip from Aldi, and me and Lily like it. Andy won't try it. He didn't like the way it smelled, and Elijah tried it and didn't like it, so me and Lily ate some of that with our sandwiches as well. And on Thursday, the 4th of July, we didn't do anything, but I made us some chicken drumsticks in the air fryer so they could get nice and crispy. I'm seasoning them all over with some olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion salt, lemon pepper, and paprika, and then a garlic and herb McCormick seasoning. And then I'm going to toss those in that seasoning and olive oil till all of the chicken legs are coated really well, and then transfer them to my air fryer basket. And then they went in the air fryer for about 25 minutes, flipping halfway through so they could get nice and crispy on all sides. And these turned out so good in there. I don't think that I had done them in there. I do my wings in there, so I wanted to try the chicken legs in there. I've mentioned before, chicken legs aren't something that I buy very often. It's just not my favorite cut of chicken. I'd rather have wings or like thighs or something. Chicken legs, just not my favorite. But they're really, really cheap, so that's why I bought them. And they turned out really good. We had some baked beans and some mac and cheese that I made in the Instant Pot. I will leave a video down below for that mac and cheese. It's always really, really good. And it's really easy to make it in the Instant Pot. But that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up and comment down below if you plan on trying any of the meals that I mentioned in today's video. And make sure you leave me a smiley face emoji down there in the comments as well to let me know you made it here all the way to the end. I hope y'all have a great rest of your weekend and a great upcoming week. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!